Hello, I'm Brian, a Masters of Divinity student. Recently I had a friend of mine make a comment to me, I only carry what I need. That probably didn't mean much to him since he was simply talking about the contents of his backpack at the time. But when I've had time to reflect on those simple words since, I've realized, I carry things that I need. I carry things that I think I might need, so I have to have them with me. And then I also carry along things that I dearly hold on to and clench very tightly that I'm afraid to let go of. And those things are things that can hold me back and prevent me from growing and being somebody better. This is easiest to see when you look at our relationships with other people. If we hold on to our resentments, our grievances, our hurt feelings, we can't sit and relate to the person now as they are today if we're carrying all this baggage along with us. We need to learn to let this stuff go. And when we do, when I have, I see things a lot more clearly. I start seeing a much brighter, a wonderful world. Like the song from Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong himself had baggage he had to let go of. He was born in 1901 in a very poor area of New Orleans. His father left shortly after he was born. His mother would have to turn to prostitution to support the family. Louis dropped out of school in grade 5 to go to work delivering coal to help out with the family. By 11 years old, he fired his stepfather's gun off into the air at a New Year's Eve celebration. He was arrested and spent time incarceration. It was while he was there that he quickly discovered that his fondness for music was turning into a passion. He received instruction on the cornet. And when he was released, he was quickly realized as a fine, talented jazz musician. But even with all this, he still had struggles he had to overcome. The reality is Louis Armstrong was black in the 1920s, 1930s. We've made a lot of changes since then, but at that time he had to work harder and be more and do more than other people to get the recognition that he truly deserved. When I look at that and I reflect on that, how can this person have written a wonderful world without having to let go of all of that baggage, all that luggage, the prejudice, the family of origin coming from New Orleans slum? You've got to let that go. We hear that all the time of musicians that start off on a bad track and are able to use music to get them a leg up and change their situation. And Louis did that. And he recorded that song, A Wonderful World, and as I think of those lyrics, I see the colors of the rainbows, so pretty in the sky, reflected off the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" And what they're really saying is, "I love you." I love that line. It has me thinking of Noah. And after the flood, Noah's family has been on a boat for a while. It's been rough. They've been traumatized by the storm, by the rain, by the flooding. And they make sure and they try to make peace with God. They apologize. They offer sacrifices to God and say, please don't do that to us again. And God responds by putting a rainbow in the sky. And he explains to them, this rainbow means, I'm sorry. I'll never do that to you again. I love you. When we see things clearly, we see these rainbows. We see love. We are able to say, I'm sorry. If we don't let go of our resentments and our grievances, all we see is darkness. And when we see darkness, there can be no rainbows.